Hello there, my friends. It is Sunday morning in Manaus, and I've been stuck in this city for a long time. And not because I wanted, but today, eventually, I will hit the road again. In fact, I'll start heading to Peru. And once again, I will dive deep into the Amazon rainforest. I want to explore the outdoors. I want to meet some locals. I want to catch some snakes and perhaps even wrestle a few jaguars. So stay with me, because this will be one really adventurous ride. When you look on the map, Manaus is right in the middle of the Amazon rainforest. So you would probably expect something exotic, like this city in the middle of the jungle with monkeys jumping everywhere around or something like that. But when you find yourself within the limits of Manaus and you're just walking down the street, at least to me it really feels just like any other giant Brazilian city, or just like any other huge Latin American city, really. I mean, it has this nice central square, there was some history going on, there are some shady areas, and walking around with a big fancy camera like mine is really not a bright idea. But you gotta do what you gotta do. So frankly, when I got to Manaus, I was thinking to stay here for about a week. But I ended up pretty much living in here for about 3 weeks. So you might ask what the hell I was doing in here all this time. And I could answer many things. Because you see, first when I got to Manaus, in a matter of 72 hours or so, I managed to get really ill. There was some sort of a virus, so I got sick and I was just laying in a bed for 4 or 5 days with some devilish diarrhea, some fever and some really bad headache. And then once I recovered, I was just fixing my stuff. Because all of you who are watching my channel for a while now, you all know that all of my gear was just falling apart. I had to fix my bicycle, I had to fix my camera, I even had holes in my shoes, and even my backpack was torn apart. So it really took me some time to do all that. But what was really frustrating about this whole situation is that my camera was seriously broken. So I had no other choice but just to bring it to some repair store, to some guys in the downtown Manaus. And those dudes, they were working on it for about 1 week and a half. So all this time I had no camera with me. And I tried to upload these videos at least once a week. And for the first time in the history of this channel, I failed to do so. So I want to say sorry, but those were the circumstances, And once I managed to get my health back, and I fixed all of my stuff, well, then out of the blue, I just threw myself into this world of urban joys, Man was alone in the jungle for too long, so I just went out and I was socializing a bit, Perhaps I had to meet a few ladies, perhaps I had to throw myself into a few parties, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Yeah, and to be very frank with you, even now I have a desert in my mouth, and probably I slept about 3 hours last night, but I have a feeling that I need to go. I have this highway call, or I feel call for the wilderness, and the time has come for me to leave the city. I just need to get the hell out of Manaus. So once again, I'm on the ferry and we're crossing the mighty Amazon River. And I'm real excited about all this wilderness that is waiting for me on the other shore. But I'm not gonna lie, I've been in Manaus for more than 3 weeks. And many things happened to me in the big city. And frankly, it was really difficult to leave. You know, I should say that I really fell in love with what I do. I really like to travel around and share my experiences and just talk about things that I love. But sometimes being a travel YouTuber, travel content creator feels like some sort of form of exhibitionism, because you're exposing some parts of your personal life, your private life to other people to see. And I already did my first questions and answers video, so you already know some stuff about me. But let me expose a little bit more, or at least let me expose what's on my mind at this very moment. So I was in Manaus for a long time, for about 3 weeks, and many things happened to me in a big city. First, I got ill, and I was just laying in a bed because I managed to catch some virus. And after that, I was just desperately trying to fix my gear. And then, out of the blue, I just happened to know this astonishing Brazilian lady. And sometimes life, it seems so dull, so grim, and then out of the blue, you meet somebody and things, they escalate, they escalate really quickly. So I guess that's what happened. And I knew that I will hit the road, but to be honest, I left Manaus with a bleeding heart. And I just couldn't get this lady off my mind. So yesterday, once I crossed the Amazon River, well, at first I got caught in some rainstorm, so I was hiding in some cafeteria. But after that, I just started cycling. And I was just cycling in this Forrest Gump type of mode, I just felt like cycling, so I did. And I just kept on pushing into the night. And at some point I just felt tired, so I chopped my way into the jungle. I managed to set up a little camp and just passed out. Yeah, whew. But now I guess the time has come for me to explain where the hell I'm going next. And as most of you probably already know, the main aim of this journey is to cycle across South America. I want to cycle across entire South American continent from Atlantic coast all the way down to the Pacific. I have already completed entire Trans-Amazonian highway, and this journey to Manaus was quite of a detour, but now I'm about to get back on the right track. And in order to do so, I need to cycle back all the way down to the town of Humaitá, and later I need to get to the city of Porto Velho. And further, Peruvian-Brazilian border is not too far. So once again, I will be cycling the notorious Brazilian Highway 319, one of the most abandoned highways in all of South America. And some of you might be wondering, is it really that interesting to cycle exact same road? And my answer would be, yes indeed it is. And my ride to Manaus was absolutely fascinating. I've seen so much of wildlife. I mean, for a split second I even seen a jaguar crossing the road. So I'm really excited about all this journey, And this time I'm really planning to get deep into the jungle. So please, stay with me, because this will get really interesting. Although, somewhere deep in my heart I really would like to go back to Manaus too. Jesus is walking on the water. He's walking through the swamps of the Amazon, and fishes are jumping. So I found myself in this little town called Careiro, and this is pretty much the last town, the last bigger human settlement, because further from here, for the next 400 or 450 kilometers or so, there won't be much, mostly just jungle. So if I want to do any shopping or such like, I need to do it now and here. So one of the things that I haven't spoke enough in these videos is incredible hospitality of people in Brazil and actually all throughout Latin America. Let's say in this journey to Manaus, so many people helped me out, it's crazy. Almost every other day somebody either invited me to stay on their property or gave me some water or gave me some food. And among those people was Senora Sonia. And Senora Sonia is living here alone in this property pretty much, I wouldn't say in the middle of nowhere, there's some community nearby, but she's setting up her life in here. And yeah, she lives right at the edge of this rainforest. Então, senhora Sônia, como você decidiu morar aqui, esse sítio?
Isso foi há 27 anos atrás. 27. Hablo em espanhol ou em português?
Ambos dois.
27 anos atrás, eu vim para cá por motivo religioso. Porque queria criar o meu filho, que eu tenho um filho, tem 40 anos, está lá no Rio Grande do Sul. E Manaus é uma cidade bonita, acolhedora, mas tem muitos perigos. Então, pelo motivo religioso, nós seguimos um conselho da profeta da nossa igreja, a senhora Ellen White, que já morreu há 200 anos, era americana, Ellen Golden White. Ela aconselhava os membros da igreja que procurasse o campo para que educar os seus filhos de uma forma mais natural, longe dos perigos, das influências malignas. E foi por esse motivo que eu vim para cá. Quando eu vim, eu era casada com um argentino. Só que ele não se ambientou aqui. Ele pegou malária 2 vezes, ficou muito mal. E ele era um homem da cidade, morava em Buenos Aires, capital, e ele não se acostumou à floresta. Eu nasci aqui, na floresta, então estou acostumada. Eu amo estar aqui. Eu vou à cidade, mas eu vou correndo, já querendo voltar para cá.
Não.
Sim, aqui tem tranquilidade, tem paz, tem passarinhos que cantam, a natureza toda influencia assim, o meu estar aqui. Eu amo esse lugar.
Mas você não tem medo de ficar aqui sozinha?
Não, eu já estou aqui sozinha Bom, desde quando eu me separei, eu fiquei 7 anos sozinha aqui. Aí eu conheci um rapaz que se chama Cassandro. É uma pessoa ótima, maravilhosa, a melhor pessoa que eu conheci na vida. Ele mora em Pauini. De vez em quando ele me ajuda aqui. Ele me ajudou a abrir esse garapé aí, limpar, porque era sujo, era cheio de cipó, de mato, não se veia água. Não se dava para ver, porque era muito sujo. E ele me ajudou aqui, ele morou comigo aqui 13 anos. Ele cuidou de mim, cuidou do meu filho, e ele era 16 anos mais jovem que eu.
Ok.
E ele viveu comigo assim, ele foi embora porque eu mandei mesmo ele não queria ir. Mas é porque assim, ele tinha vontade de ter um filho, e eu não tinha mais filho, né? E eu disse para ele, vai arrumar uma pessoa da tua idade. Mas ele arrumou uma mulher mais velha que eu ainda.
Esse eu gosto, né?
Sim.
Mas você me falou que tem um pouquinho de medo da floresta, não? Dos animais, não?
Eu tenho medo das víboras, das onças, porque elas nos devoram. Sim.
Mas passa onça aqui, não?
Eu já vi uma atravessando ali, ó.
Justo
Bem
lá,
ali,
não?
ali, uma onça negra pequena, atravessou bem ali.
Ok.
E aí outra vez eu estava indo lá para a comunidade, a 3 quilômetros daqui, uma enorme. Passou na minha frente assim, e cruzou a cerca e eu paralisei. E as onças, elas nos atacam. Ela já matou um suíço uma vez, que andava de bicicleta por aqui. Acharam ele comido metade.
Mas quanto foi isso? Muitos anos atrás?
Faz uns tempos aí, faz uns 15 a 20 anos. Ela comeu esse suíço lá na frente, quando era mais fechado aqui, não tinha asfalto. O asfalto, a floresta tinha tomado conta e estava fechada a estrada. E passava gente, mas era muito raramente, ia um carro, que a estrada estava bem ruim, né?
So I only managed to set up a little camp in the garden, and it's dark already. It is already a night. And Mrs. Sonia, she went to the church, so now I find myself alone in her property. And today she told me that she has a big issue with snakes that from time to time she finds in her garden. She even showed me a picture of some small common lancet viper that she saw last week, and that's potentially deadly venomous snake. And it's probably needless to say that I'm more than happy to help her out with this issue. So I guess tonight I'll be searching for snakes all around the house, in the garden, and tomorrow I'll venture deeper into the rainforest. And if I'll catch any potentially dangerous animals tonight, then tomorrow I will relocate them and I will bring them deeper into the rainforest. It's been a long time since I last been to the jungle. It's been more than 3 weeks, and I'm really excited. So let's see what the night will bring. Let's go! Now this little toad is a pretty common animal out here in the Amazon rainforest, and yet I find it to be completely fascinating. I mean, just have a look at the shape of this creature. Look at its head. It looks exactly like a leaf. So this is a very good example of how amphibians and reptiles of the rainforest just disappear in their environment. It is a common animal, but it's really difficult to see one. Absolutely fascinating. So I think that I was walking around for a couple of hours, and I guess that I have checked every single square feet of this garden twice already, just to make it sure, and yet I haven't found a single serpent. So I think now I will walk a little bit further. I guess I'll walk along the edge of the forest, and perhaps eventually I'll get lucky. Okay, so I must admit that I have absolutely no idea what the hell is this. It's some kind of a fish. It looks like an eel to me, and I want to believe that I found an electric eel, but probably that's just wishful thinking. But there are electric eels living all throughout Amazon's basin. There are 3 species of electric eels. And yes, they do generate electricity, and a lot of it, up to 860 volts. And they use it both for hunting and to defend themselves. So I think we should harass this animal a little bit and see how it will react. Wow. God damn, I managed to lose it. I'm so clumsy. This is what happens when you spend too much time in a big city. Oof. Well, perhaps I haven't found that much wildlife, but it is a beautiful night nonetheless. And tomorrow I'm about to hike deep into the jungle. But now I'm really tired and I really need to take some good rest. So I really hope that you enjoyed this little video of mine, and I'll see you on the next one. Good night, my friends.